Hey everybody, and welcome to Funk Yeah, It's a Podcast. My name is Dee. We're here with our producer John Tyler and my co-host James Daniels.
What's up, Dee? How we doing?
Just another wonderful week of our lives. You know, May.
Just another week of our lives.
Yeah, I'm having terrible allergies this week.
My allergies have been horrible.
April really didn't prepare me for May, and I'm just trying to get a grip. But whatever, we're doing the damn thing, right?
Doing the damn thing. Yes, we are. We're here on the show. I wanted to open up by talking about the... Hold on, I have a paragraph here, so
I'm ready
to refer to it. But Pennsylvania recently just voted in the House. I think the House, or however politics works, they voted 7-3 to veto the Cannabis and Safety Act, or also known as HB 1200. And it was rejected by the State Senate Committee, effectively halting its progress for the time being. I oddly agree with this voting down of the bill because it was heavily voted down because a key reason for the bill's rejection was the state store model opposition to the proposed state store model for sales. So it would be like the way like the Liquor Control Board sells liquor through stores. So it's hard for you to have a brewery or a club to hang out, or I grow my own cannabis at a farm and sell it in PA.
Yeah, independently.
You'd have to sell it through the Liquor Control Board, which
okay.
So it wasn't necessarily voted down because people are hate weed.
No, yeah.
It's
not an anti-weed.
It's not really an anti-weed bill, and oddly, it is the Republicans who voted it down, but it's not because of anti-weed. It's because they want
less regulation
on it so that private ownership can happen for the stores, which I oddly actually was all for. I read a bunch of it here, and I'm not going to go over that because we're not on this show for the education.
No, but that was going to be my question. I was going to be, well, what exactly does this bill mean? Was it anti-weed? But no, that's
so the bill's actually for weed, and it's to pass recreational marijuana in Pennsylvania because we're very behind on it. All of our sister states have it. But it's been strictly because of this fact that it's proposed every time in the bill is the state has the right to sell it.
Okay.
And I'm actually for private ownership of it. So that's just my state on it. I'm not hugely political, but I like the idea of weed being recreationally available. And I would like it to be something that you can have it like a brewery, have bands play at it, have a food truck there.
I feel once there becomes too much regulation in it, they start becoming chemically additive happy.
Yeah.
To maintain a certain consistency.
I feel the bigger stuff probably is already somewhat like that.
And I think that's a big problem with it.
And I think they have the right to make that product and sell that product. I just think there should be the equal amount of right for someone who wants to have their own homebrew and sell it on a small scale. And I just think that should be totally allowed.
Dude, there's nothing like a product that's unique. I agree. I appreciate that in life.
You got any other news, D?
I do. I got some news. So Stateside, which Shannon is in, they just released a new EP, Burn It All Down. It's out now. I'm assuming on all streaming services.
That's what it said.
I haven't checked it out yet, but I will be checking it out, so you should do that as well. Also, J. Roddy and the Automatic Band are coming to Philly June 6th. And I guess Pom Pom. So I'm not sure exactly his band situation.
So I don't really quite get it either, but I've always assumed there's some legal reason that can't be J. Roddy Walston in the business. And he was just fed up with how long that was going to take. So he just started releasing music as Pom Pom.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, but I think Pom Pom is its own entity, and then he's J. Roddy. And whoever he's touring with is his Automatic Band.
And they're going to play all of the above, I think.
Yeah.
I get the vibe that you're just going to get J. Roddy hits with the Pom Pom stuff.
He's been asking on social media, what do people want to hear at the live shows? So.
I don't care. I already listened to the new Pom Pom record. It's J. Roddy to a T, man. There's nothing not rock and roll as fuck about it and awesome.
Yeah,
so
I'm really bummed because I cannot go to the show. But June 6th,
I'm sorry to make you bring it up.
It's all right. This one actually I laughed at because I'm not a big Bruce Springsteen fan.
Me neither, but I just thought I liked the news.
But he's undeniably the boss, and man, getting to play as long as he does at the age that he is consistently, and he's just rock and roll legend. It's undeniable. He kicks off his tour with an anti-Trump speech.
Love it.
Which it just was spot on. He nailed it.
Yeah,
I
it was
actually
great.
watched watched it. I was like, okay.
I just was like, we can't not bring this up. I mean, the boss literally was just like, come on, people. In my country, this is what we're doing.
There's also so much turmoil happening, like the band Lord Buffalo. Their drummer gets pulled off of a flight.
Yeah.
And held up by customs.
And they're a small band. Like they're like our level.
And I was going to say, they're not a big band.
So like this is a problem. And like these people are legally allowed to do what they're doing. There's no reason for this detainment and deportation.
And he was here legally, like had a green card, had all this certificate.
Yeah, was a resident.
Like was a resident. And it's
insane.
It makes no sense. So way to go, boss. I'm going to follow up with Lord Buffalo and to kind of just keep track of that and see if there's ever a court hearing that they're able to have.
Well,
I hear they got legal representation.
I hear they got legal representation. That's what it says on their own post. But I just wanted to bring light to that to anybody who didn't know that was happening.
It's wrong.
It's fucking
it's wrong.
Bullshit.
Yeah, there's no reason for it. But going to keep the news short and sweet today so we can get up to our guest. As you all know, Chestnut Grove has released all of our tour dates for the summer. Tickets are on sale, so please go buy a ticket and come see us, because you're only going to get these dates for 2025. I mean, opportunity is out there, and we're going to celebrate at Ardmore June 14th. We're also going to put out Perky Omenville B-Sides and Rarities June 9th, which is just going to be some like live recordings, demos, song ideas that we were working on from that Chestnut Grove era. Just kind of releasing it out into the world so you guys can hear a little bit of the process we go through before we pick what makes it.
Yeah, there's like some really raw tracks on there. There's like, like B-side, like us going through the recording process of those songs. Some of the songs on there are truly like early live recordings that just quite frankly aren't actually even really that good.
Yeah.
But there's like an essence of like magic to every track on the record.
And there is Newspaper Hat's OG version, which a lot of people were really big fans of and were upset when we changed it a little bit.
Dog will be finally released into the ether of the universe.
Yeah, so make sure you pay attention to all of our tour dates and come see us at Ardmore June 14th. And our guest today actually will be joining us there as well. Stick around. We got Raph coming up next.
From Hezekiah Jones.
This episode is brought to you by Mirth Films. Mirth Films is a music news and entertainment outlet that specializes in original video content and live streaming. Based out of New York State with coverage spanning the local, regional, and national scene. They have a wide variety of topics that are covered. Mirth Films video content consists of live music videos, artist interviews, documentaries, podcasts, video and photo, sketch comedy, festival recaps, and more. Mirth Films also offers written content like exclusive interviews, recaps of the latest concerts including high-resolution photo galleries, and much more. Not only do they produce original content, Mirth Films can also be found working behind the scenes with artists, venues, businesses by helping create content for their own platforms. Some of the various work with our partners include live streaming, video production, photography, among other forms of multimedia marketing.
Can't wait till he has a gray beard and then call him Graybeard.
Dude, he's just over there sweating. That's what we're cutting in on, right? We're live?
Yeah, it's been recording.
All right, good, cool. So John's sweating.
Oh, boy. You can't see him. He's off camera, but he is sweating.
So
he's on off.
So we've already been here. We're hanging out here with Raph Cutrufello.
Cutrufello.
As he said when we were not recording and live, your grandparents said it differently?
They both said it differently.
Nice.
How does that even happen though? Like was there like a family argument that they were like
it wasn't even a conversation.
Complete pass.
Just one said it
just wasn't even. I mean, one. My grandmother's Roman, from Vatican City, and my grandfather's from Sicily. And
so was there like a heavy accent behind it when they said it?
It's been years. I mean, they both had pretty heavy accents, but they just they pronounced things differently.
I like it. I like it.
Awesome. So Raph is in Hezekiah Jones, and right off the bat, we'll talk about our show, Ardmore Music Hall, June 14th.
For sure.
We also have J.R. Everhart from Cosmic Guilt on that one. Tickets are for sale. They're moving fast. Get them while you can.
Yeah, we're just like a little under a month away.
Yeah, we are. What's today's date?
The 18th?
Is it?
17th?
It's all flying by so fast. Yeah, but we're just about a month out, and I'm really looking forward to the show. Last time we were at Ardmore Music Hall together, we thought it would be our last time.
And here we are. Isn't that always the way?
Yeah. I think we always knew it wasn't going to be our last time, but
I think there was high hopes for sure, but also you can't predict the future, so I think there was like an air of this could be it, but probably not.
I kind of like, every time I'm on the stage and we're playing what I always think of as like this great show or one of the better shows of the year, in my mind, I'm always like, this could be it. This could be the last show. This could be the last great show. Who knows? And then, I'm so thankful like a month later when I get a call to like get on another bill or something. So
The artist, whoa.
I totally.
You never know.
I had a big like before the band, before Zach and Gary moved on from the band. I like at Mile of Music the one time. We were doing the Super Jam with Mateo, and I like screamed to him, I fucking left for that shit. And I was super pumped, and in the moment it was great, but I remember as soon as it was done, I went upstairs and on the balcony at Appleton Beer Factory.
Yeah.
And I like literally kind of started like, not like bawling my eyes out, but like crying a little. Because I was like, I won't probably have a moment this good ever again. Like, and not a moment in life that good. I don't want it to sound like that. Like in my music life, like not my whole life. Like I'm gonna have a kid, I think eventually. So like I think that day will be pretty big. But like,
no, it is.
Like at that moment, it just felt like I was like, man, like I really got to eat this up. And I wasn't crying because I was sad. I was just crying because it was so overwhelming and like.
I think once you take yourself out of the reality that you're in and you think about what you're in, it's like you're looking at it from an outside view, and I think that's when the emotions start to actually take over. Because like when you're in that moment, and you're just ecstatic. I
really was in an outside view, like how you can look out
and you're like over top of everybody,
on the balcony there, and everybody like Mateo's down there, like my parents were still there, like everybody's like smoking and drinking and hanging out. And I was like above all of it, and I was just like, it was just a lot. It just like hit me all at once. And I totally know what you mean. And like I almost knew, I was like, this could be the last time I have it like this.
You just like, you never know. You only know looking back where the peak is. Like you don't know where like
100%.
Your Pico top is going to be.
Yeah.
And it's also surreal in general that like, what the fuck is going on? Like, somebody's paying me and people are showing up for me to get up on stage with my friends and like do this shit.
Yeah, I'm allowed to do
like
this.
At any moment, like the rug could get pulled here because it's just so insane what it is to begin with,
100%.
Like if I was sitting behind a fucking desk shooting emails all day, which I am sometimes, but if I was like in an office or in a cubicle, I would never think like that because honestly, I wouldn't give a shit if it was my last moment, last day. You know what I mean? But this is all just feels special.
But you get to like stand on stage with your best friends and really like make magic.
Right. And so at any moment, it just feels like this is crazy. The universe is letting this happen. Wow. Like, when are they going to yank this from me?
Talk about being grateful.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I've been wondering this for a while now, like how long, you have been doing this. So, because I know I saw you for the first time. I got lucky enough to be at Folk Fest the year. It was, I think, Frog Holler, Hezekiah Jones, Hoots and Hellmouth, and Mason Porter all played.
It might have been 2008.
I'm almost positive all of you were on that bill.
Yeah.
One single year. And I'll like never forget like being there and being like, wow, all these bands like I look up to are all going to play my favorite festival this one weekend. And I was trying to think about how long ago that was. And then like, I was like, I didn't discover any of these bands until I found out about Hoots and Hellmouth. That's what kind of led me into it. And then I've always kind of wondered like if you guys had bands prior to that or how long you've actually been like doing this.
I mean, music in general, man, since like, geez, I mean, I was always writing music, but like the first like live bands I was in, I remember being in this band and like, man, it must have been like the first band I ever played out in, 98 maybe.
Nice.
And it was like these guys that were big, like in the Philly scene in like the 80s, and somehow they needed a keyboard player. And I think I was delivering pizzas with like the one guy at the time in Ardmore.
Oh, that's so
And
cool.
I was just way out of my league here. Like they were just so much better than I was at the time. Like I could like smash a couple
And that was like
chords.
your intro.
Yeah,
So-
and they were just like head and shoulders above like what I could do. But they were really kind to kind of let me sit in. And we did like a few gigs at the Rusty Nail in Ardmore. Are you familiar?
Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to the Rusty Nail. I met my lovely wife and courted her.
Oh, shout out to the Rusty Nail. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's deep history.
Oh yeah. But then after that,
What was the band's name?
that band was Elijah. Maybe it was named after someone's kid in the band. I have no idea.
I'm gonna do a Google deep dive.
I don't doubt you'll.
I'm gonna try.
I found some rehearsal tapes not too long ago, but then I was in a band, Still Willis, with a bunch of friends for a long time, and that was with like Chris Grunwald, and I don't know if you know any of these guys.
Yeah,
Mike
Yeah. No,
Corrado,
Chris.
Matt Helm, Dean Gorfty.
Yeah, I know you and Chris are both in Into the Mystic.
Yeah, and so we did a lot of gigging, but that was more jam bandy at the time. And then I was writing like these softer songs, and I was recording them on like 4 tracks, and I had this like dream of like a publisher picking up these songs and like other people doing them. And so I'd make these like tapes recordings. I mean, this is back in like 2002, 2003.
No, that's awesome.
And then I was like mailing them to publishers. Like you went to Borders Book. Like this is like
Yeah.
pre doing this stuff on the internet. So you like had to get like one of those, a book, you know, that's like, here's a list of addresses of publishers.
Yep.
And then you like
Where to
go
mail all
home
your
and you
stuff.
literally with a typewriter, like type up a letter to each publisher and then mail them a tape. And then like a few months later, you get like a mail back saying, well, no, thank you. You know, a lot of no thank yous, which is fine. But there was one publisher that was like, songs are cool. That singer's pretty good. And I was like, well, that's me. Not me. Like, and so then I took on the persona of a snail because I had snails. And so I said, well, I'll just be Hezekiah the Snail. I don't put my face on this, and I'll upload this stuff to MySpace. And so I uploaded like a bunch of these songs that I've been sending to publishers to MySpace as a snail. Hezekiah the Snail, moved here from Indonesia 270 some days ago, trying to pursue a career in music.
This would be a good children's book.
I mean, and all my pictures were of like snails. And a record label out of Virginia like was like, you know, what's going on here? Like we love your songs. You want to put this record out. You can remain a snail if you want. And I was like, that's really nice of them.
Wow.
They weren't even like, but the snail thing's got it.
No,
That was probably like the selling point, really.
maybe. Might have. And so they ended up putting out the first album, Yearbird Records, out of Virginia, and then a couple more albums after that. It was wonderful. It was like it was a real confidence boost because you have no idea.
Yeah, that's a super like confirming moment.
Yeah, you have no idea. Like yeah, I mean, I think it sounds okay. Like, or I wouldn't let people hear it. And my mom says it's good. So.
Must be good then.
But my
coming
mom,
to the
I mean, but you know, my mom kind of thinks everything I do is good because she's a mom. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't
Can't
know.
trust mom.
I mean, yeah. So
That is like a super origin story. I had no idea.
Yeah, so-
a snail was.
Yeah, I
Oh,
genuinely
yeah,
like
this
wanted
was
to know.
there
I
for a
was like, I don't know like the origin of your band.
yeah.
Well, how did you guys adopt the Jones part of it?
Well, so it was Hezekiah at first.
Yeah.
And then the record label was like, hey, listen, there is a Hezekiah who's a rapper from Philadelphia. Oh, no way. Like, we, you know, I don't know if we can get away with like 2 Hezekiahs in Philadelphia. And so I was like, well, the band's named after the snail, which is named after the character from, because at the time I brought my snail home, I was listening to the Minnesota Hotel tapes, which was the Bob Dylan like bootlegs from
Yeah.
63, 64. And the song The Black Cross was on. The character was Hezekiah Jones, so I named the snail Hezekiah after the character, because that's when I put him, bloop, oh, there's a song of that. And then, so I was just like, well, I'll just tag the Jones on the end. So it became Hezekiah Jones.
Brilliant.
We emailed, they kept emailing the guy saying, is this okay with you if we release some albums under this name? And they never got back. So we just kind of stuck with.
Did it?
Yeah.
And then, and then every time someone would get on stage, we'd give them a new Jones name.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
like.
my favorite thing. I love knowing
I was just about to
And, like,
say.
You get
Like-
a name.
Like I remember Brooke from Red Corner
Yeah.
got on stage and sang Albert.
Yeah, she does Albert Hash with us.
Yeah, because she loves that song.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what name you gave her, but
can't
you were
remember right
officially
now,
like
but somewhere.
something Jones, and I was just like, I love that they do that.
It's
Yeah.
As soon as
somewhere.
you
It's written down
enter, you just
somewhere.
become a
Yeah.
A family member, basically.
You're in. You're in the family.
no. It's epic.
I did Cupcakes for the Army with Kyle one year,
Oh, nice.
and I had not been as familiar with your music at the time.
Yeah.
So he was like, hey, I want to do this. I'd like for you to do the backing vocals. So I listened to that song a bunch.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was like, oh, this guy actually is at Red Corner every year. I don't know why this hasn't registered in my brain.
Yeah.
He's like always there. He's
No,
like,
and as I was listening, I was like, why have I heard half of these songs before? And then
that's so funny. You're
and
like,
then
I'm doing sound for this, or I'm helping him
I felt like such
set
an
up
idiot.
a microphone.
I was like, I've met this guy so many times.
That's
Kyle and Kevin definitely deserve a lot of credit for getting me into Hezekiah.
That's a
Like they definitely were like, nah, dude, this stuff's awesome. And I was like, I just kept listening to song after song. I'd be like, this is exactly because I'm a big Bob Dylan fan.
yeah.
And then huge John Prine fan.
Yeah, sure.
The folk world really hit my heart when I was younger and getting into music at first. So also I like your stuff too because it'll tend to remind me of M Ward kind of
Yeah,
just,
I love
type
that
of
more.
stuff too. You're in this ethereal world.
Mm-hmm.
But I love it. I fell in love with all of those bands, like the Hoots and Hellmouth, Mason.
Yeah.
Thing. Like the early Chestnut Grove stuff was us just pretending to be you guys.
Isn't that amazing how music's like that? Like you always start out emulating something that touches you.
Yeah.
You're like, man, that really touched me. I want to rap like that. I want to do that. And,
Yeah.
and it morphs into your own thing.
It's like you want to try and touch what they're doing.
yeah, that's always how it is. And eventually, without even realizing it, your own style kind of starts coming through.
Oh, every year at Red Corner, there's always a moment in your set that I'm like, everything is just perfectly gelled right now. And you can see it on all your faces when it's
Yeah.
happening too.
Yeah. It's usually when the monitors start hitting right.
Yeah.
And all right, my fingers
found
are
the
warmed
right
up.
spot on the
You
stage.
found the right spot on the stage.
I actually have a really good moment where I was watching you guys once, and I went to see a High Kick, my cousin's band.
I love High Kick.
Art,
Who's your cousin? And
Matt Michelli.
I did not know that was your cousin.
So he's my cousin's cousin.
We've
He's my
obviously
cousin.
known High Kick for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, him and Payday. I
Yeah,
know,
dude.
in Nietzsche,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I know those
That
guys.
whole
We're
band.
deep Havertown.
Yeah,
100%. We go back.
So I have roots with them. So I was actually stopping to watch them at Ardmore. My family and I were at. I think we went to see my math teacher's gig. Actually, it was a weird day. I went. To
I sort of remember this story. yeah.
my Mr. Krause. Thing.
Algebra 2.
Yeah, literally, he was my algebra 2 teacher. How'd you know?
Dude,
But I was actually watching him that day, and then I went to go see High Kick at Ardmore, and I didn't notice you guys were on the bill. And
That's so funny.
dude, Hezekiah Jones is also playing. And then you had a trombone player, I think, or something with you, and it's the only time I've seen it with that. And
Every once in a while,
was
with
like, oh
someone.
my god, this is they did a solo on it, and trombone solo doesn't happen often. So I was mesmerized.
They
by it.
don't
I was
always hit great, and that's a good trombone.
I was like, what a choice, but this is the best
What a
choice.
that guy really farted through that trombone solo.
No, but
Sometimes
I was like, dude, this sounds super. I was like, I wish I had a recording of this one because it was so mesmerizing.
Back to Red Corner for a sec.
Yeah.
How did you even end up being a part of that? What's your origin getting into that?
I think it was the second one or the first. I don't remember exactly. It wasn't where it is now. It was on a different
they had
part
the
of the
tent?
property. Yeah.
Yeah.
The big kind of wedding party tent that was down on the other side.
Yeah, closer to the house.
Yeah. But if you're looking at the stage, it's kind of back that
They
way.
had hay bales
Yeah.
around the stage. I think that was our first year. Was it
Yeah.
not?
We also were introduced a year that it was raining and everybody was shoved under that tent.
I can't remember if it was raining. We played late, and I remember the Phillies were on because they were in the playoffs. And I think they lost that year in the playoffs. They didn't go too far. They lost pretty. I don't. So 2009 maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
it was the year before us.
Oh, that'd be a couple years before us because we didn't play till 2012.
I think, yeah.
So 2009 or 2010.
We were the third or fourth one. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been so many.
I don't. I don't even try to keep track.
We did it. I remember that first one we did with Dean on drums, Brad, Phil, and I, and yeah, it was just. I mean, it's a wonderful event that's impossible to describe.
And it is, and you've gotten to see it grow from even earlier than we have too. So like, the size of it now and like the actual like gravity of the event, like it's
amazing,
insane at this point.
Yeah, it's amazing, and like
the
I
amount
tell
of people
all the time.
Yeah,
like, you got to come to this. Like you won't believe.
And I'm with you on the like. People are like, "What's it like?" And I'm like,
I don't know.
I'm like,
it's like a petting.
Like
zoo.
you're gonna have like the
and like. Every band you ever wanted to see.
Yeah.
And, like you could climb a rock wall.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The lineup's fantastic.
Yeah,
And they
like-
just try to feed you and there's
Yeah.
alcohol.
Like you could sign up to donate bone marrow. I don't know. Like you could like
I'm
everything. It's everything.
Incredible. Like
You could shoot watermelons into the pond.
Yeah.
I think they stopped it. But,
They did. There was an accident.
there was.
Well,
I'm sorry.
it's all right. That was after the benefit even that the accident happened.
Yeah.
So at least nothing happened during it.
Yeah. But
I feel like since they built a stage, it's really like made its permanence, and now they just are growing out.
Yep.
And it looks nicer and nicer every year. Like the amount of work that goes into it. Like I show up the week of every year and people are just like thanking me for what I do. And I'm like, it's completely ridiculous that you're thanking me at all.
Right.
Like I'm here to watch Dee and John plug in some wires.
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like I don't even understand like why you're thanking me to do anything. I'm like, I wrote names down on a whiteboard. Like I'm just here to be any part of it I can be and watch the level of like civic mindedness that the actual committee is like, and I'm just blown away by it every year. It never ceases to amaze me.
100%. And at first it would be just like Brad and I doing it for a number of years, and then it was like you just couldn't convince the other members like you'd come out for this. Like I know you got another gig you want to book, you got to make money for your family, doing something, but please like come. And then every time one of them came, they're like, oh my God,
I'm never
why didn't
not-
you tell me? And I'm like, dude,
I tried.
I did.
But it's hard. It's hard. I've been asked to do so many other benefits, and it's not that I don't want to do them, but you can't do. You do have to get paid. You do have to book your gigs, and weekends are precious. Like there's only 50 some of them that you can play a year, and after family stuff and holidays, it drops down to like 30 to 40.
Yeah.
So like, and you have to take advantage of those weekend dates. So it is hard to dedicate it, but like. Red Corner Benefit is like way more than a music festival or like a backyard barbecue or anything. It's taken on a life of its own. Like I don't know that anybody that even started it knew that it would be.
No, of course not. They probably thought this was a year or two.
Yeah.
They were helping somebody individually.
Yeah.
They didn't, the imagination grows as you see.
I mean, maybe Kevin's quite a dreamer.
He is. He's an amazing dude.
I mean, being inspired by Neil Young's Fest, that definitely
Yeah.
ups the ante in your brain. I think you're like, oh, I can see what this could be.
That's interesting. Right. So he already had something.
Yeah,
He saw.
he had,
I
like, a
almost think at
basis
this point he's like Willie Nelson and Neil Young are going to play it. Like,
I love that.
but
And why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Like, why not?
I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like at this point, if we did a proper job of reaching out to some of their management, I wouldn't be shocked if they considered it. Maybe not like them, but like or Lucas Nelson or something at this point, like somebody, and it doesn't even need to be them, but I think some
It's not
larger
crazy to
acts-
think
Yeah, why
they're
not
like
them?
doing
Right.
something in the East Coast and go, yeah,
could
we
pop
got
in.
we got a day.
Yeah.
We can go play a quick set. Oh,
Yeah.
you already have a back line?
And also telling
I'll
them
just play an acoustic. And
Yeah,
whatever.
telling them that they were inspired by the Bridge School benefit to be like, this is the foundation.
Yeah.
You were the foundation.
And like sending a small snippet of the story, be like, this started with 100 people in the backyard. It's way more
It's
than
like 10. I mean, I don't even know how many.
I think it's like 3,000. I think it's like, I think it like it is around 3,000. I get numbers throughout the day tossed at me that I don't know if they're real or not.
No idea.
But like,
I have no idea.
you know, the gate's like half telling me, like, and like, do you actually, I asked Kevin, like, where are we at? And he always goes, both parking lots are full and the shuttle bus can't keep up. So he's like, we should be at around 3,000. That's like usually kind of what he says to me. So, but it's just incredible that it's become that level of it. Like,
Totally agree. It's a beautiful thing.
yeah, and it's been a wild ride too, because like I don't know that we planned on being this much. We just were like, we're here. Whatever you need us to do.
What do you need?
Like the first thing I actually think I did when I got there, the very first time I showed up, the second year, like we did it the first year, the second year I showed up and I was like, Kevin, what do you need done? He's like, I'm about to mow the lawn. I'm like, is it on that Dixie chopper? I have one of them at home. I'll mow the lawn for you. And like I think that was the first thing I did. So like where we're at with it now is just crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's a great example of what the whole thing kind of epitomizes is like, and it's amazing just to see how it gets built and all of the volunteers that are willing to go like balls to the wall for it.
I think they need to release a before and after picture.
Yeah.
Like show what it looks like before anything is set
See,
up.
I've never seen it. I always show up and I see the whole thing like put together.
It's
And
crazy.
it's a beautiful. I can only imagine what it looks like.
It's
before
just like a
anything.
yard. Like
Yeah,
it's just it's just a yard. And now there's a stage there, but like the fencing that gets put up and there's like semi-permanent structures that get built and then they get taken down afterwards. Like there's just a level of commitment that goes beyond.
It's far beyond. Like the day of is incredible, but what I'm always blown away by at the event actually is the amount of work and time and effort all the
Planning.
volunteers get.
100%.
Like, you know, that it's like 100 people.
100%.
It's like 100 people really just giving 100%.
Really, they're
effort.
working like you don't
They're
get,
working like a full-time job for
You
like
don't-
4 months.
you don't get it to work like that without people working hard.
No, it's incredible.
Like given
No, it's truly an inspiration. It's definitely the most inspiring
Yeah.
thing I've ever been a part of,
For-
which is why your whole band plays it now.
yeah, exactly. Because once you show up and see that and feel that, you can you never say no again.
Yeah.
You never
It's
say sorry.
infectious.
I got it.
Yeah.
My family has to eat.
Yeah,
You're
if
like,
I-
you know what, my family, I'll work extra on Monday or whatever.
Yeah,
it
I'm not
is
gonna
make
like
sure my
name them,
family
but
eats.
like a few people have come in, like my parents' group of friends, like my group of friends and stuff, and they like don't come back, and I'm always like, well,
that was weird.
that's weird that because people that come to this come back, like you're like, I'm telling everyone. That's the right response.
Right.
The not coming back, I don't quite get, but
I bet you got something to do that weekend.
I
get
guess.
it, you know. Wedding or
It's,
funeral.
it's just magical. Actually, yeah, the first committee meeting is the end of this month, so that's when planning starts. It's
Okay.
the end of
Yeah,
yeah, like they're already working on Red.
I get it.
Right.
Yeah, that's you have to.
It's crazy.
spinning the wheels.
Yeah.
Well, you're also the founder of Robin and Beth Fest.
Yeah, Daniel and I had started that.
Okay, how long ago, and how do you get into something like that? Is it just like a plan you've had, or you?
No, it was you kind of like back into it on accident. We used to do these in his backyard when he
One
lived
mic, right?
at the Moonlight Forest. Yeah, I was man, this was 2008, and I had done a 7-inch split with a buddy from Michigan, Chris Bathgate. And I was touring with the Gun Shy through the Northeast as a band out of Chicago. Okay. And it was just me and him, actually. We were just solo acts. We needed a Philly show. And my friend Beth had a house in Upper Darby. And I was like, oh, Beth, let me book a bunch of bands at your house in your backyard. And she's like, okay. And I booked like 15 acts. And she's like,
went above.
yeah, I went, and she's like, we can't do this at my house. This is too much. Like, we can't do this here. And I was like, oh shit. I was like,
my bad.
yeah. And I just met Danny at Folk Fest like a month prior, and I was like, Dan, can we do? Like, I'd never even been to his house, and he's like, can we do this at your place? And he's like, oh yeah, do it here.
Wow.
Oh yeah, do it
I
here.
was like, okay. And I'd never even been there. And so then we just, we were calling it Beth Fest. And then, so we're like, well, we'll just call it Robin and Beth Fest after one of the head songs. And because we were releasing an album and we did it. And that first one, it was great. Like Bertie Bush was on there, Spinning Leaves, North Midnight Singers, Great Unknown, Casper. And we just pulled a like 4x8 piece of wood up to the bonfire. Yeah. No mics. We didn't have any mic the first one. And,
nice.
But people got upset because they're like, I kept getting shushed. Like I went this, just because I would go 50 feet away to have a conversation. I was getting shushed. So like, all right. So we introduced a condenser mic for the second one, and we kept renaming them. The second one was called Miles and Maggie, because Phil D'Agostino was releasing an album, and so he had a song called Miles and Maggie after his cats. And then the third one was Weasel and the Worm, because Great Unknown was releasing an album, so we named that one. And then Casper and Kylie were releasing a Foxhound album, so the next one was Iris and Shibley.
So it's always kind of been like about promotion.
Yeah, we kept like everybody. Oh, you're releasing an album? Okay, cool. You're the name of the fest this year. We did that for a long time until Scrappy was like, dude, you have to stop doing this. Like, people don't realize that it's
This
like
is the
the
same
same
thing.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
they're not getting it. Like,
There's no consistency.
yeah. So Scrappy's really smart about with stuff like this. Scrappy's a really smart dude to work with. And he's like, do we have to just name it Robin and Beth? So by the time the 10th one came around, he's like, it's Robin and Beth and that's it, dude. Like, we can't do this anymore. And so ever since then, it's been Robin and Beth. And then he lost the property, and the DePauls, who had just bought a campground in the Poconos, were kind enough to let us partner up with them to start doing it up there. And it's been wonderful. They're wonderful.
The location's perfect.
The location's perfect.
It's perfect.
And they're wonderful people. It just gives Dan and I an opportunity to hang with them and have meetings with them.
Yeah.
Every week we just get to like sit on the phone with Denise, and yeah, it's wonderful.
So, who's on the lineup for this year?
Oh man. Geez. Don McCluskey. I haven't thought about this in a while. Don McCluskey, Chris Casper, Brittany Ann, Yonder Hearts, Heather Herlock, Ben Arnold, Crow versus Lion, Rob Tate, Hindenbauer Jones.
Oh, Rob Tate's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started looking at his stuff more this year. Like, I've known of him.
Yeah.
And talked a couple times, but it's cool, like, when you find things at the right moment for you. And you're like, this is the time. That's cool.
That's kind
Man,
of what it was.
I hate that we miss this festival every year.
Well, I didn't miss it last year. I didn't go to Mile last year, so I was at Robin and Beth last year, and it was incredible. John and I kind of helped out.
Yeah,
did
you
some
guys
stuff.
are great.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be there this year because we're going to Mile and Music Fest
we
during
still
the
have
same
not.
time.
We still have not filled your position.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You gotta change the weekend.
Well, when I was talking to Scrappy about it last year at it, he's like, well, we're undecided on when it's going to happen. And I was like, well, hopefully it's not the same weekend as Mile because I know I'm going to be in Wisconsin this time.
And they always do it then, right?
They always
guess
do it
so.
then, and I'm not gonna get anybody to change it. I'm just gonna have to swap years. Like every other year, I'll do one or the other.
Something. No, that it has like that magic that Folk Fest tends to have,
Yeah.
and I think the campground really is conducive to that.
Yeah.
I also think like what you said before, like the nature of it being whoever's album release it was or whatever
Yeah.
you guys are trying to promote. I really think it's the true sense of like community within the Philly suburbs, the Philly music community that like
And trying to share what's good.
folk Americana
Yeah.
music community that's there. Like I think everybody's really taking care of each other at it, and you see that like because it's like okay, this dude's in 6 of the bits, like, and it's just awesome to see all of that come together and watch everybody really enjoy each other.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite part about it is like in the front row is like the band you just watched.
Right.
Like so it's just like there's nothing better than that sometimes, like because they give you the best reactions, so you get them to be like
Wow, they're the only ones listening to guitar tone, and if
The real nitpicky
yeah,
stuff.
if the compression's right, or if the at first too, it was really nice because you have all of these friends in music and other bands, and when the weekend hits, everybody's got gigs everywhere, and no one gets to hang out. Like whenever you're hanging out, it's because you're working.
Yeah.
So it was nice to like, okay, great, we're booking a night, we're getting all of our friends together, and you're forcing them to
just
hang out
hanging
with you. Yeah, you're forcing them get up there, play a set, and then just hang with your buddies.
That's like our favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
100%.
We're like, I'm halfway going to this to just do nothing.
Well, I'm partially in a band for the hang afterwards.
For real.
That is truly my favorite part. Along with, I mean, I'm obviously compelled to write songs and enjoy the whole music process of it just as much, but I almost look forward to the after party of it all
100%.
so much. Like I love the camaraderie of it. I like hanging out around a campfire, singing John Prine tunes.
Yeah, your adrenaline's done, your work's done, like all of that
Just kind of like
that
celebrate.
stuff in your brain is finally expanded, and now you get to hang out.
And you're with a bunch of music nerds.
Yeah.
Like, so there's nothing better.
You also
Really
never know who knows what song. So you can be like, all right, passing this guitar around, who's playing next? And you got like 5 people you've never played with, just like, I'm jumping in. I'm drunk enough.
I know the words
Let's
to this
go.
one.
Right. And all of a sudden, Lightning Crashes is being played by live.
Oh,
Like,
God.
everybody knows. You're like, how did everybody know this?
Yeah, you're like, I didn't even realize this was an option.
Who started playing this?
When we did play at Robin and Beth 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I
headlined the Friday.
Oh my God. I
So
enjoyed
good.
that so much.
So good.
And Brad Hinton, I think I like fell in love with his guitar playing
Oof,
that weekend.
Amazing. Right?
And now I've just been hooked. I can't wait until he releases that. Is it Little Ball? What is it? Oh, man, I can't remember the title, but I watched his video on YouTube and I was like, this is one of the greatest songs ever written.
So beautiful.
It's so simple too.
Yeah,
There's,
so
there's
beautiful.
nothing really complicated about it. It's just beautiful in the
I gotta check this one out. I hate when you miss things. I hate when the algorithm
wait
doesn't hit me right.
Yeah, you'll put that song on and you'll hear it. You'll play back.
Yes.
Play it again. You'll play it again. Yeah, like it's that.
It's
kind
one of
of
those songs that you're like, oh, I have to listen to that 4 times in a row.
Yeah. No, I found myself replaying it just to find like harmonies to sing with it. I was like, this is just a beautiful song.
Brad's voice is like perfect for harmonies. He has such a clean, beautiful,
Yeah, clean. That's like the right word.
voice where like, man, he's just, he's the epitome of the professional vocalist. Whenever we do Hinton Jones stuff, it's like right before we sing a song, and what's my note? Like, what's my harmony note? Where's my G? Where's my B?
That's deep for us.
He's like, or like whatever, and okay. And then I have to like hum it the whole time until the chorus, where Brad can like hit every note at any moment. Like he's special.
I noticed that around the campfire at Robin and Beth when you and Brad started singing together. He even said to me, he goes, yo, Dee's like great at harmonies. I was like, oh, nobody in our band can. I mean, John's actually also pretty good. John has a great ear for that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't. I suck at it. I'm always like, D, where's my note?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta have those people.
And I'm fine with that. Like, I can hit the note, but I forget where it's at all
Right.
the time.
I call it a sympathetic. I say I have a sympathetic ear. Like I just go to whatever I'm hearing that I like. I just can't help it. Like I just want to do
Exactly
what somebody else is doing.
Yeah.
Like I just.
Which is
That's the majority. Most people will just fall into
Yeah, they're like, oh, that sounds nice. I'll sing that, and that's what
yeah.
I just
Learning
do it without even
learning
thinking.
about singing and stuff. I've been fascinated by the fact that I think I'm more impressed by people who have like the choir voice or the harmony voice, where they can hit so many different registers and really pinpoint where their voice is supposed to go. And I think it's ironic that like the lead vocalists were kind of just like, actually, we're the dumb vocalists.
No,
It's like,
we're just keeping the bass line.
I think
just-
it's a little bit of
like-
like narcissism.
Yeah, it's
you
like,
know,
I'm just
like,
feeling
stick
it. So
so much,
but everybody behind
I
me
don't
is
have to. I don't
Yeah.
have to. They're gonna
Yeah.
come to me. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of messed up. You know, it's
so messed up.
I actually never thought about it that way, but
You know what I mean?
it makes
Yeah.
total sense.
Like, and I would never use the word narcissist in this context, but so it's funny because somebody like Bertie Bush, who like has the best voice, the best songs, like I've never heard her sing like a harmony. I don't know if she's ever had to, because everybody when they're with Bertie, they're like, Bertie, just sing
Sing the
your
lead,
songs.
yeah.
Your songs are so good.
Yeah.
Your voice is so good. Like no one ever wants her to play second fiddle. You know what I mean?
do
So
feel
it's like
that's how it happens though. Like you're like, you are gonna lead.
Just
Please
do
sing
it.
the
Yeah,
lead.
just do it.
Yeah.
Like I know this will be good.
Yeah, no, that does happen.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, have you guys ever been like, or maybe just you, have you ever been nominated for any kind of like award?
Yeah, we've gotten some. I don't even remember what they are. That's
awesome.
just. I always said like an auxiliary member. Like I remember we did some award, and a friend Reed. I was like, you go, Chris, collect the award. Like I don't want to go.
Go on our behalf.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever. We got one award for playing at Gym.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
if
that's not a real. That's
yeah,
not a
yeah,
real
yeah, yeah.
award.
We didn't even get
That's
paid.
that's like having a participation.
Yeah,
award.
I think the award things are kind of crazy.
Actually, that's why I had it written down in the notes, because we were talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing, and like that is all the nominees for that came out. So like, I was just curious about like, like. I would definitely be honored to get an award like that, but I also definitely like think like it's like weird as fuck.
Yeah,
Like I remember the Black Keys had a really good interview, like Patrick Carney, their drummer from it. He was like, Dude, we were at the Grammys, like we're winning our like second Grammy we were nominated for something for their album Brothers, I'm pretty sure. And he's like, they announced Neil Young like winning a Grammy, and then they like say this is Neil Young's first Grammy award.
What?
And Patrick
Yeah.
Carney
You
was
realize
like,
how
Patrick
like,
Carney
pointless
was like,
it is.
where
Like,
the
how, yeah.
He's like, what the fuck? He's like, and then I think Dan Arbrook's brother or Pat's brother did the album design, and he won a Grammy that night. Like his brother, who literally he's like not a direct,
So
he's not an
you know,
artist.
So it takes it. You're like okay.
And like he was like, you know what? Like I'm glad I have this award. It's super cool. It's definitely validating. But he's like, this is such fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's a great paperweight. It'll look great.
Yeah,
you know.
but like he was like, Neil Young doesn't have a Grammy. Like
Yeah,
he was
like, where's the credibility in this?
So, like,
actually,
yeah, that was
For sure.
you know so like I'm so torn on that stuff. It's like, and you almost like you're like, oh well, they have 15 Grammys, like they must be great, and like they clearly are. I'm not taking
Sure.
anything away from
Yeah,
this.
Mariah
It's like,
Carey is amazing.
what about like the hundreds of people that just are fully overlooked? And I'm like, they're just as good. There's very little divide between what defines a Grammy-winning artist to me and just somebody who's like
Yeah.
topping indie charts or just crushing it at a show in their local town.
Right.
Like I don't know what the difference actually.
I don't. There isn't. I mean, the
Yeah.
difference is the eyeballs and the ears
Yeah.
that are on something, but that doesn't necessarily equate to talent.
yeah.
It just really equates to somebody putting money behind that person.
Yeah. And a lot of times I think the common consumer does get tricked. Like I saw something doom scrolling the other day.
What?
And it was like a study they did where people are like the common consumer is affected by seeing like, well, this band has 12.6 million monthly listeners, so I'm definitely going to just listen to that.
Sure.
Like, and people are influenced by the number of followers something has, like because you see that on Spotify. Like,
And algorithms are.
I forget who it was. They were like, I think the artist was suggesting that like they remove
the play counts.
from stuff so people can't see that. Like,
So you're not influenced.
it's like you're not
kinda like
influenced by
passively.
that. Like it's like passively. Like even like I'm sure I fall
We all
victim to that because you're like, oh, it doesn't even have 1,000 monthly views. I'll skip that song.
Right. Maybe it's no good.
Like it's like then it's totally wrong, and you wouldn't do that if you didn't see those numbers.
Well, you guys have 420
What?
listeners on Spotify,
Okay.
and I was like, yes.
I don't even know how to
420,
get
let's
one
go.
song.
So that influenced it. in
So
a
I'll just start
positive way.
erasing. If it gets higher than that, I'll
I
just start
started
erasing
listening more, and I was like, I'm
Can
gonna
I
be the
erase
problem.
listeners? Do not listen. Nobody.
No one.
Listen
it needs
to
to
us.
stay at 420.
No, that's so
I
good.
screenshot it. I liked it so much. So I don't know.
Yeah, I get so like fed up with it, kind of like just like I'm like, man, there's so many good bands that just like why like they're never gonna listen to it. Like Toy Soldiers, like Rod Gallo's first record, like
We used to do shows at
Oh,
the
so
Fire
good.
back in like 2000
And-
8.
So good.
and I still
Toy
love
Soldiers.
all of his new music. Like I still listen to a ton of that too. But
Yeah.
like it's like that band. That's like an album that like my friend has a tattoo of Laughing Pain, and I probably would kill him to know that. He'd be like, "You're kidding me," right? But like my friend literally has.
I literally listened to that album last week. So.
Yeah, it's John.
dude.
I think Lucas Nelson, The Promise of the Real record with like Forget About Georgia and Find Yourself, and then that Toy Soldiers record are John's favorite albums.
You're not wrong.
And it's like it's to me it's like
So amazing.
a crime against humanity that like it's like no one's gonna hear that record anymore.
Nope.
Like actually, like it's like the 100 people that know about it for real. That's it. Like that's all that's. And I'm like that's a shame because I'm like it's basically as good as like a record by the band.
I feel like,
Like-
people fall into the trap of like, this music's no longer relevant. When like, music doesn't really have a timeline.
There's no metric for relevance when it comes to art necessarily, you know?
No.
And if you date your stuff by trying to make it too relevant, then yeah, maybe it doesn't count as a, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't know what does or doesn't count as art because I feel like if you're even trying to like I feel like it is an art form to be like I'm gonna make archetype pop music like
Yeah.
I'm gonna nail the formula.
Sure.
And that's still an art form in a sense too. But like I definitely just think so many things are overlooked because of the numbers and it's just a shame.
That's so you don't know, like again, like we were talking about the Toy Soldiers album, like you don't know, and that someday that could be a thing again.
Exactly.
The best example of that is Violet Femme's first record. It didn't come out like in the 80s, but then it was almost shelved for like 10 years almost.
I didn't realize that.
And then I could be making. I say stuff sometimes.
I believe
with
you.
very little.
I believe you.
Very
Say it with conviction.
Even
very-
if you're lying.
very little credibility. But I swear I read somewhere once that album. I don't know the timeline actually if it was 10 years, but it didn't pop off right when they released it. It got picked up to be the soundtrack for an indie film.
Really? I didn't
And
realize
then
that.
it took off.
That's
I'm
pretty
pretty sure that's the story behind that record.
Yeah, I don't. I
I don't know all the
timeline,
details, but like I remember that being something about that record.
There was I used to work door down at the Fire back in the mid-aughts, and there was a guy that came through, Nostra Nova. He was touring with a guy named Spanish Prisoners, and it was like a Wednesday night. No one was there. It was the sound guy, the bartender, and me watching their sets.
Classic.
And both their sets were wonderful. And I remember getting both their albums, and I could not stop listening to this Nostra Nova CD. They were from Athens, Georgia, or Athens, I'm sorry, Athens, Ohio. And he ends up moving to Austin, and the Nostra Nova album ends up like becoming this cult hit. And Fat Possum ends up picking him up, re-releasing it,
Nice.
and then re-releasing his second album under his real name, Adam Torres. And so you never know, like, if something seems like it's just falling into obscurity,
And
if
like
it's
where
good enough, like somebody
it's
might,
good enough,
like that
it'll-
Toy Soldiers
yeah.
5 years from now, Toy Soldiers album,
Yeah.
somebody might pick it up and go, you know what, we're gonna re-release this.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's less and less of that now, though. I feel like the label platform is like scrambling to figure out how the new music world works, just as
Yeah, I
we
think
are as
you're right.
musicians.
Yeah, I
like,
think you're right.
like we're all like, technology's moving so quickly. Like it's like I'm not actually trained mentally to keep up with this.
No,
shit.
not at
so
all.
I'm just
We're not
sitting here
built for it.
scrambling to try to do things that make sense in today's music landscape.
Right. Which is
And-
impossible to comprehend.
Clearly, because I mean, major record labels are struggling to make sense of it. Like, I think the whole thing's a Wild West. I think like the streaming things and everything like that has created this. Like, I think that's the best way to say it. It's like the Wild West thing. Like, it almost no one knows how to make laws on it. No one knows how to make restrictions to how like
Yeah.
much a company can take money for
It's-
something and not pay it back. Like, it's strange.
There is a yeah, I mean there's a lot of plus and minuses on either end of that. Like, you know, for a long time there was these music executives that were the gatekeepers to what people really listen to.
True.
And it was impossible for artists like you guys or us to make any dent or have any audience because the gatekeepers just could care less.
If you didn't have that endorsement, you
Yeah,
just weren't going.
you weren't the
anywhere.
Eagles, you're not Steely Dan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you can't move tickets.
right.
Like,
So, you know, so you will get no shot or have like one
no,
chance
that's definitely
randomly
the
one
pros
day.
to it. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. It's not like we've ever had a label offer at all or anything like that. So, like, for us, like, we wouldn't exist. Maybe.
Right.
I still think we would, though. We would have
Yeah.
just made tapes and climbed our way.
It
into
would just
but
be different. But you know, in this environment, we're kind of now saturated, and now it's hard for the listener to decipher what is good and what is bad. Like they're inundated with a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Like to be able to find a Chestnut Grove or something, they have to listen to a lot of shit to eventually end up at the right place.
No, totally.
So it's, you know, it's good and bad.
Yeah, the smartphone in your pocket thing definitely makes, like, you're overloaded with it.
You're overloaded.
Like, we were not supposed to know that much.
No way.
It's too much.
No way.
Like,
And knowing too much that has little relevance on your day-to-day life.
100%.
And so you're clogged up with stuff that means nothing. Like it's not helping you cook dinner for your family. It's not helping. You know what I mean? It's not just not helping.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
not-
totally useless almost.
totally
Like,
useless.
I couldn't agree more.
We're all stuck in like a tornado.
It is.
It's like a Pandora's box that we created.
It's like a black hole that like we all are obsessed with.
yeah, exactly. Black hole we're all obsessed with.
It's an offer. It offers like cheap dopamine thrills.
Exactly.
It's like, and it's hard.
Well, that's
to
why I
get
respect
to the
that you have a brick phone.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's a lot of things I can't do that you can do.
I mean, I don't think you're missing anything.
I don't think I am. Either.
I don't think you're missing anything at all. I do a lot of nothingness because of my smartphone. And I
Yeah.
try not to. Like, I remove social media from my phone, so I can't click right into it.
Right.
Like I only
That's great.
download Facebook or Instagram when I'm trying to use it.
That's all. That's a great.
Like-
You have to find tools to increase friction.
Yeah.
So you need friction
Yeah.
in between you and stuff you don't
Yeah.
want to do.
100%.
Don't make it as easily
Yeah, don't
accessible.
make it
Yeah, I mean, otherwise I'd be screaming at people all the time on it. No, but
I mean, I'm still on my laptop like a couple hours a day. Like I'm not away from screens just because I don't have it in my.
no, but I mean, I definitely think there's. I would like to try to get to a point where it's like, no, I think I could do. I justify it like I need the smartphone. Yeah, I think I could get through by just having a lot, like the stuff I do. Like I don't know if I need one. I don't. I mean, another. I don't know if I'm going to get another one.
I don't know. I don't know, for instance, what that means for you to need a smartphone. And I've never had one, so I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that if I did have one, I would find a number of things way easier, and it would be very hard to give it up once I found out.
Yeah.
You know, like if I was cooking meals on a campfire in my backyard and thought that was the only way to cook a meal, and then someone put a stove in my house, it would be really hard to go back to cooking meals on a campfire in my backyard. But it works.
Analogy,
You know what I mean? It works cooking in the campfire.
There's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's working.
No,
but it'd be really hard to go back once I had a stove in the house. So.
Good point. Yeah. Damn. My mind has been blown throughout this entire conversation. I feel thoroughly educated now. Thank you.
On nothing.
Yeah. No, but like this is actually like valuable information. Having the connection where you're not just like, oh, they posted this on their Facebook and now I'm reading about it.
Right.
And now I feel like in some way I can try and relate to it, but I'm not really a part of it.
Right.
So it's like, it's still best to have what you care about in front of you.
100%.
And making it like purposeful.
Yeah.
Not just pulling your phone out and opening it because that's just now habitual.
Right.
Like having purpose behind what you're doing. Intent.
I think that's a good way to put it too, is like, and I think that's the thing. It's like the things you really care about, you should work towards having it in front of you.
Yes.
And not settle for having it on a screen, like the abstract version of it on a screen in front of you, because that doesn't count. That's a simulation. That's just abstraction of the reality.
It's like an illusion.
Yeah, it is. It is an illusion. It's an abstraction. So, you know, if you really care about something, do your best to get it in front of you. Right. Whether it's a band you really love, like watching YouTube videos of that band, and that's cool. And that might get you to the next live show, but go see him live. Like,
I couldn't agree.
Be in
more.
front of him.
There's nothing like a live show.
Yeah.
I fell in love with bands before that, like, if I would have heard their music, like, I'll go back after a show because I, like, stumbled upon them at a festival or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if this record would have gotten me into this band.
Right.
But I can't stop listening to it now, and it's because I saw them live first.
Right.
Like, and I was completely, like, blown away by their performance art to it.
Right.
And then it makes listening to it totally different.
You relate to it very differently.
You're also you're able to like put an emotional attachment on it.
Yeah.
Because it was something you actually experienced.
It was a real thing.
It was a real thing.
No, it was real.
Yeah.
Because you were there.
It wasn't just like something you heard where you're like, yeah. Now, as you go back, that auditory is like connecting to that emotion that's already been established. It's
100%.
very, very important.
And the
I feel like we've
idea,
lost it.
yeah, we've lost it. Like, and the idea of like you literally, I hate I mean, every cliche is a cliche because it's real, but like you get what you give. Mm-hmm. Like if you aren't able to put the effort in to do the thing, you care about that thing less. Mm-hmm. And so if by you literally getting in your car, going to the show, spending money on gas, paying for the ticket, you just inevitably, without even thinking about it, care more about what you're doing.
Yeah, because you're like invested.
You're invested. Yeah. You did a thing to get to the thing. Like if you're just looking on the phone, it's meaningless.
It is.
Because you didn't put any effort into doing it. Mm-hmm. You think it's like a thing, but you're cheapening the thing and you're cheapening yourself by not
by not having the real experience.
Yes. By not putting in the effort.
I agree.
Yeah.
So everybody come see us.
June 14th. That was our way to plug that. Good job, everybody.
Ardmore Music Hall. Get your tickets right now.
We've been hanging out here with Raph Cucciafello from Hezekiah Jones, and like Dee said, we'll be playing together at Ardmore Music Hall June 14th. Get those tickets, and we're probably going to have a word from our sponsors now, right?
Sounds good to me. Thanks so much for joining us.
I loved it.
Hell yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Mirth Films. Mirth Films is a music news and entertainment outlet that specializes in original video content and live streaming. Based out of New York State with coverage spanning the local, regional, and national scene. They have a wide variety of topics that are covered. Mirth Films video content consists of live music videos, artist interviews, documentaries, podcasts, video and photo, sketch comedy, festival recaps, and more. Mirth Films also offers written content like exclusive interviews, recaps of the latest concerts including high-resolution photo galleries, and much more. Not only do they produce original content, Mirth Films can also be found working behind the scenes with artists, venues, businesses by helping create content for their own platforms. Some of the various work with our partners include live streaming, video production, photography, among other forms of multimedia marketing.
All right.
Social media is a prison.
Social media is a prison. It robs you from
Be
real life.
social with your friends.
Be social with your immediate.
Yeah.
But no, so we're gonna do band van trivia
Yes.
style. So our band van, when we would travel for many years, 4 or 5 years, we had no radio. The radio, like,
There's no display. We have a radio, technically.
no, but I thought no. Gary hit something with the antenna.
There's no display. Well, maybe after the fact, but it started and there was no display, so you had no idea what you were looking for anyway.
Right.
And then something happened with the antenna.
Where it just like every channel was.
Yeah,
So we just had no radio.
Get it.
Or it got stuck on AM. I'm still skeptical, but we're
Whatever.
selling that van.
The radio didn't work, and we found this random trivia generator. If you just type in trivia,
Oh, interesting. Is that what's happening?
it's like
here?
the top thing, and it just gives you categories and questions. You just
Okay.
scroll, you keep scrolling.
Okay.
It's like very old school. Somebody clearly made this in the early days of the internet, and it's just still there.
Interesting.
Like it's slow. It freezes on us sometimes.
Resets.
That's
you
my
don't get
favorite
the
thing.
answer.
And some of the questions are super fucking hard sometimes, so we skip a bunch. Like John will sift through them and probably tried it, but like
Dude, try them all. Just like anything you get.
Yeah, yeah,
Even
yeah.
if it's a
Well, you don't know who knows what.
we do.
You don't know
and
who knows what,
We'll give
exactly.
crazy hints because they have the answer over there. So like he'll just start hinting you in directions
Okay.
too. So like there's no rules. We don't.
I'm not a
nobody
great
even
trivia
cares
guy. Yeah.
Neither are we.
Okay, perfect.
And the points don't matter.
And
Okay,
we're
good.
not like
We're just answering
actually
questions.
playing against each other. This is just what we did in the van.
We're just seeing how many questions we as a
Collective can get.
together. I like that. So are we like trying to say the answer first, or is
so
there
if
like
you
a
get it? You still want to win.
okay?
Just shout it out.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so ready.
First question. What author created the character of Dr. Gideon Fell?
Gideon fell.
I just keep thinking Criminal Minds because of Gideon.
I keep thinking of Dr. Sabago, but I don't know who wrote that.
Oh, man.
Fuck, John, you started with a doozy. You couldn't jump to like who scored the most points in a basketball game.
And I also don't know the author, so like I can't give you a hint.
Oh,
All right, cool. So tell us the answer and move on.
All right, John Dixon Carr.
I would have never.
Anyone
don't
heard
know
of
that.
that?
All.
Oh, John Dixon Carr. I love reading John Dixon Carr.
Okay.
That sounds like a fake name. They would,
Alright.
they would do like at home.
I-
like a
You're
ghostwriter.
I'm
"You
John
ask it?"
Dixon
No,
Carr.
like you go to him and be like, you asked for John Dixon Carr on this. You're like, John Dixon Carr, come to the front office.
John Dixon Carr.
Sorry, that's so juvenile.
This one should
No, I love it.
this one should be a little easier. What is a rhino horn made of?
Oh,
Ivory?
No.
bone?
What?
Like
Just
Calcium?
calcium.
No, there's a specific word for it. It's kind of like what your nails and stuff are made out of also.
Cartilage.
No.
Would you have known this if you weren't looking at it?
Yes, I would have known.
Yeah,
this.
because this is a John Smart thing.
Okay.
I don't
It
know.
starts with that same like noise. It's not cartilage, but it's
I don't know.
ooh. Anyone?
No.
Keratin.
It's Sunday.
Keratin.
It's Sunday.
Keratin.
Sorry. I'm gonna use that as my excuse all day. It's Sunday. My brain goes through a reset.
I don't need
on
it.
Is
Sunday.
bone made out of keratin?
No, but I think your fingernails and stuff.
I thought your fingernails were made out of the same thing bone was.
No, not even close.
I don't know anything.
I just know you take biotin to help it grow. I don't.
All right, John, give me a softball one here.
It might not be softball,
useless
but it's entertainment. What is the name of Rascal Flatts' 10th studio album?
Ew.
This is how random this trivia is.
Hold on. Life Off the Highway.
No.
Is that a Rascal Flatts album?
No, but like Life is a Highway is like a song, which is actually a cover of a dude.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
He's a Canadian
the
guy,
original
and the original one kind of slaps like a little.
It does.
Like it's, and Hot Take like that one song like kind of kicks ass. But
Yeah.
but
I can't.
I couldn't even name one song by Rascal.
No.
That's funny. It's back to us. I'll start skimming through here.
back to
now.
us.
I just
Off
did
the
that.
Highway.
Yeah, you're close. We'll give you a quarter of a point.
Yes.
The record company was like, you can't call it that.
All right. How did Thursday get its name?
Aren't they? It doesn't have some. The days of the week have something to do with like the Roman god things, right?
You're close. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not giving you the answer when you say this. I loosely know this.
Think of all the gods' names you know, and which one starts with a TH.
All right, can we call Gary?
Oh, come on, you got this.
You can't phone a friend on this.
I'll give you a hint.
He won't answer anyway.
It's a Norse god.
Okay.
Thor?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ding, 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 ding.
Nice.
That was
First
great.
points.
Thor's.
Thor's.
Saturday after
Thursday.
I'll never look at the days of the week the same.
All right.
Thursdays will make me feel inferior.
Let's go with this.
Thor's Day.
Yeah.
I'm saying that for the rest of my
I
life,
know.
man.
I was like, this kind of changes everything for me.
Oh, it's Thor's Day?
What country has hosted the most Olympics?
France?
No.
It's not a bad guess.
To China?
No.
Is it the U.S.?
It is the U.S.
Yeah, that's
Surprisingly.
We have the most cities.
Well, China has a lot of big cities.
True.
But yeah, we do. We do have a lot of.
So I just didn't want to say us at first, but like I don't know why I thought I was. But as soon as I got to that, I was like, wait, France is like the size of Jersey.
Yeah, I thought about China first because it's big. But no, U.S. makes sense. There's like more stadiums and cities that are kind of like built.
That's a good point.
And
But
we
they
have a
always
lot of
build a
different weather,
stadium
too,
for
so
some silly reason every time.
Not
there's a-
every country can have a winter and summer Olympics.
That's a good point.
We can host a lot of the Winter Olympics. That's probably the
summer
majority.
We probably have.
I want to know what's this. We gotta look.
Yes.
What's the spread?
What's the spread afterwards? I need to find this.
Wait, what was the question?
I want to know.
Like
I
how
want
many
to
Winter
know.
No, don't
Olympics and Summer Olympics?
If you look it up,
Yeah, what's the split? Like, does the U.S. have more Winter Olympics or more Summer Olympics? Because I feel like
And this is what
ask
AI
it just like that too.
This is the kind of questions.
yeah,
Yeah, like we need a chat GTP on the show.
Just for that.
like it's like our third. Well, that's why we have John.
Yeah, John's our chat. Yo, chat GTP. What's the answer? Real life GTP.
JTP.
4 and 4. 4 summer games and 4 winter games.
Oh, okay.
Get out! Wow. All right. Okay. Man, I really thought.
I was thinking same thing.
I'm thinking.
That's crazy.
I know of more.
Yo, that's
Winter
crazy that
Olympics.
2 Winter Olympics were hosted in Lake Placid.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was
That's like really
so-
crazy.
That's nuts.
and
Yeah.
it's-
Think of how little they've actually had them in the U.S. Yeah, 50% of them have been every time we play at the Waterhole Lounge.
Yeah, we drive by it.
past the complex and they have the huge ski jump.
Maybe,
Like that's it.
maybe the budgets were like, well, we just got to do it at a place we've done it again.
We built it there already.
We already built it. We're not gonna have to redo much.
Nobody's as into
We just
the
have to
Winter Olympics
update
as the Summer Olympics.
Olympics.
We already built it. They already came. They'll come again.
They will come again.
All right, here's a random one. Which U.S. sandwich shop originally went by the name Pete's Super Submarines?
Subway.
Correct. I think D got you on that one.
Guys.
It's just the.
Good job, D.
It's where everyone went.
All right,
It's the
here,
only sub sandwich I know of that's not Quiznos.
Jersey Mike's. I've never even had Jersey Mike's.
this one should also be a layup. Who was known as the King of Pop?
Michael Jackson.
There you go. Yep.
I can't wait until it all fully restarts. Is there a cutoff on this? How long are we going to trivia for?
I don't know.
No rules?
I'm not counting the points right now either, so
There's no
we'll
rules.
find that out after in post. What year did Beethoven finish composing Symphony Number 9?
1836.
You're close.
I was still a WRTI.
Okay. And they're like in 1830s.
You're a little high on this.
What, 1812?
No, you're a little low.
1826.
No,
5?
no,
24?
yes.
I was just like, I cannot possibly jump in. You've already started counting down. I'll just let it happen.
Dude, wouldn't it be great if a game show really worked like this? Like, what the fuck are these people doing? Nobody
24,
cares.
25,
25,
27,
23,
27,
24.
28,
Is it in the 1700s? No, it's in the 1400s.
above that.
All right, we'll start over. 1410.
1401, 1402.
What part of New York was called Broken Land by the Dutch?
Manhattan?
No.
Long Island?
Yes.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Broken Land.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Broken Land, Brooklyn.
Here's a random one. This is funny. What's the official name of the Michelin Man?
Bill.
You're close, man. It's Bibendum.
Bibendum.
So close.
Of course
That's,
it is.
It's
Like,
just like
I
Bill.
mean, that was going to be my
He
second.
had the B.
I definitely had Bibendum on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
That's the next Jones member.
If we had a second child, we were
Bibendum Jones.
Bibendum
That's definitely
Bibendum Jones.
nice. I call that one.
We'll let you play the jaw harp.
I'm gonna play the Bibendum.
That's a bibidum.
Bibendum plays the Bibendum.
What would a bibidum look like?
A big drum of some sort, like a Bibendum.
Wow.
All right. Here's a Shakespeare one. Ready? In Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, who is the shrew's more desirable sister?
I don't know anything about Shakespeare.
Bianca. I didn't know if you guys knew much about Shakespeare.
I don't know anything about Shakespeare.
Not
no.
that side of Shakespeare. I know like Romeo and Juliet, like
I don't
everyone
know,
else knows.
Yeah, I don't know anything
I was
about
college
Shakespeare.
pre-Shakespeare. It was all Beowulf.
Like a little bit of Hamlet.
I was in college pre-Shakespeare. We only had Beowulf.
Some of these questions are ridiculous. Like, I'm just scrolling through now.
Yeah.
How many chromosomes does a wolf have? Like, 78? Yeah, okay.
No, that's-
That's basic
It's-
trivia.
It's crazy. It's crazy though. It's crazy when you're watching Jeopardy though. Like they get that shit.
Yeah.
Like they're like, how many chromosomes does a wolf have? And I'm sitting there being like, nobody fucking.
I think we also
And then they say it. I'm like, where'd they get this person?
we don't pay attention to how ridiculous the questions are when we're in the band van because we're just like we have so many hours of driving. None of this matters.
We're like, I don't know, how many chromosomes does a person have? And like one person in the van will know that. And then we'll just start like being like, well, a wolf and like a person are like similar to like same weights. Is that how chromosomes work? Like
Teamwork.
Start diving down. All right, this one you guys should get. What Beatles title character wears a face which she keeps on in a jar by the door?
Eleanor Rigby.
Correct?
good job.
Kim. It is the same song, yes. You were not far off.
You were about to get there.
It was like I had to go through the first. Yeah. I really do think
I would
in
be
like
shocked
sound
if you didn't
effects.
get that first though, because you like know every word to every Beatles song.
You know, I have a lyrics book that goes through and analyzes, over analyzes. Like some of it is this dude just being like, "This is what this means," and you're like, "You do not fucking know that. You did not write that song."
Yeah. John Lennon's
It's just
doesn't mean anything.
no,
I
and
was
like,
definitely just actually high on drugs to that one. Like,
but some
It's
of
just an Eggman.
it,
Just a dude making eggs. We needed eggs. We were hungry.
Sorry.
That was
no, that's
good.
spot on.
It started off real good.
I might
Just
have to-
evolved.
That will most likely be the most shareable reel from this episode.
Unfortunately.
We're going viral.
All right, John, let's wrap it up with a couple good ones.
All right. Which band was the only one to have 3 Christmas #1 hits in the 90s?
Oh, it has to be Boys to Men.
No.
And the 90s.
excess. Um,
The answer might be surprising, but
and
could get it.
NKOTB.
Huh?
NKOTB.
No.
For the 83.
Like, really wasn't popular before or after that. Like
strictly 90s.
I think they broke up after the 90s.
Guns N' Roses.
No.
Guns N' Roses Christmas album.
I was like, wow, what would that be?
I don't even care about the answer anymore. I'm just totally hung up on the Guns N' Roses Christmas album. They could still, they're all still alive somehow. They can make that.
That would be ungodly.
I was in 8th grade. Valerie Waldeyer's dad took us to the Meadowlands to see the greatest concert ever. And it was, the opening act was Faith No More. It was like the epic, like if you know that song.
Yeah.
Album. And then Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion.
Wow.
That was the second act. And then Metallica, like the Black Album.
Dude,
Oh, nice.
Best concert ever.
I was like, those were all
That's
real
what it was
big
billed
albums.
as.
All at the same- they were
yeah,
all
at the same time. That would have been overwhelming.
It's so good.
Anyway.
Nothing is.
I have no idea. My brain is like not able to comprehend 90s Christmas
I was
music.
going to say, believe it or not, Spice Girls.
Okay.
Yeah. I would have never gotten that because I don't think I've ever. Yeah.
Also,
yeah,
not
yeah,
that they're not a band.
No, my
but,
brain
for
doesn't
some
know.
reason, I just wasn't connecting. Like, I should have said Backstreet Boys or
I'm gonna have
something,
to
and then I
look-
would have been on the right track.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I can't even like imagine what that would sound
I
like.
can't think of their Christmas album at all.
I can only think of the Guns N' Roses Christmas album.
I want that. I want that.
I picked up a few.
You
none
know,
of them were hits.
AI could make it Guns N' Roses Christmas album.
Sure could.
It could. This one should be very easy. The Flintstones lived in what city?
Bedrock.
Bedrock.
In the town.
I feel like Dee's winning right now.
I think so.
Dude,
yeah.
that's why we were lucky Dee didn't play in the van. She just slept with headphones on in the back. She'd chime in every once in a while, and I also think she'd answer questions, but the front couldn't hear her.
Yeah, there was a disconnect because like depending who was facing and who was reading the questions, I sometimes couldn't hear
You
it.
needed a relay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was like a food question, though, or something like related to like something I knew Dee would know about, I'd be like, Dee, what's...
Darn name for this one. Actually, most of the time when I don't talk in the van, it's because I don't feel like using my voice,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to conserve.
Yeah, you're
So I'm
smarter.
just
You're
like-
much smarter about that than me. I just at the end of a tour can't sing or talk anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's just how I am. Like
Fried.
yeah.
All right, well, I got a food one for you, Jimmy. What part of the chocolate bunny should be eaten first, according to a majority of Americans?
The head.
Ears.
Yes, ears, but I mean, sure.
Ears are more correct. I'm just biting that whole head off.
He's like, depending how far you're deep throating that bunny.
Oh, God.
I am throating that.
Poor bunny.
What position are the ears in? Are they floppy or are they firm?
Happy.
Happy
What's
bunny?
this chocolate bunny's mood?
Curious bunny? Is it hollow? Is there filling?
This one's also interesting. You probably won't get, but vultures gathering on the side of the road to eat are called
Vultures?
what? So like a group of vultures.
Not a murder, not a death.
No, that's crow.
Yeah.
No, I do know this.
I feel like we've had this one.
We've had all these.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about all of them, but this one, it sounds familiar.
No, we've had all the groupings of animals, though. I mean, like in the van.
It's not a gang, is it?
No. It's the opposite of falling asleep to,
Awake?
yeah,
A wake of vultures?
wake of vultures.
Interesting because, yeah, okay.
That's the next Hezekiah Jones album.
Yeah, like
the vultures.
that would be cool.
Do you know where the wake, like what a wake is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where that came, why they used to
I
do
don't
that?
No.
Because back in the day, I know a lot of these horrible things like this, but it used to eat off lead plates and drink from like lead cups.
Yeah.
And people would go into these like comatose states and not wake up because they would have these bad like lead poisoning, and they didn't know if people were actually dead or not. And so they would get all of their friends together and lay them on a table and have a big party around them to try and wake them up, right? And so if they didn't wake up, they would bury them in the graveyard, but they would bury them with a string going all the way down into the coffin. And the graveyard shift, or the midnight shift at the graveyard, was the guy who had to walk around listening for bells ringing.
if someone was buried alive.
It was
Yeah,
tied
yeah.
to a bell on the other
And
end.
a dead ringer is a ringer that never rung. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Shit.
You are the trivia. I don't even think we need the generator.
That was good.
That.
I do a few of the like old ones like that, like raining cats and dogs and that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
Give us one more good one.
One more. A good one or just
Pressure's on. Well, if it sucks, we have to do another
slightly
one.
easier?
Things that are different.
Which decade saw the first flight of a space shuttle commanded by a woman? Decade I'm looking for.
80s.
Nope.
90s?
Yes.
2000s, 2010.
2001, 2002, 2003.
Back to this.
Have women went to space yet?
Actually, it's undeclared. Wow.
Are they still allowed to go to space?
Oh, God.
Okay, we'll end it on a generic high school science question.
Brilliant.
What is a body's resistance to changes in motion or speed called?
Inertia.
Wow.
Yes.
James gets the science
We ending
question.
there. That was the best. That was
Holy crap.
He can't believe
you
I
not
just got a
believe?
science. I'm out. I'm ending my whole life on that, dude.
You like stood up and you're like, well,
I kind of can't believe I just
later.
did it. I was like, I now believe in science. It's hit me.
That was it. That was it. That was his moment.
I'm impressed, also shocked a little bit. I feel staggered.
Yeah.
Staggered. I feel I'm like kind of messed up.
I actually think I've gotten that one right in the van before, and John was as shocked then too.
Probably.
Like
John's also just like driving, and he's like, did he just say inertia?
inertia. John slams on the brakes, crashes the van.
I'll show you inertia.
He said inertia.
Oh man. Well, Raph, it has been so much fun hanging out.
This
with
has
you.
been wonderful.
Hopefully we get to do it again June 14th.
Yeah, we're just gonna sign off for real from here too. We're not gonna do the thing where we come back and say it. So go to our show June 14th at Ardmore Music Hall. We all will be hanging out there doing our usual shenanigans and playing some great music.
Bring your trivia.
And
Bring your trivia.
yeah, and stay tuned because Raph's gonna play you a nice, beautiful song that is gonna mean so much to you.
This episode is brought to you by Mirth Films. Mirth Films is a music news and entertainment outlet that specializes in original video content and live streaming. Based out of New York State with coverage spanning the local, regional, and national scene. They have a wide variety of topics that are covered. Mirth Films video content consists of live music videos, artist interviews, documentaries, podcasts, video and photo, sketch comedy, festival recaps, and more. Mirth Films also offers written content like exclusive interviews, recaps of the latest concerts including high-resolution photo galleries, and much more. Not only do they produce original content, Mirth Films can also be found working behind the scenes with artists, venues, businesses by helping create content for their own platforms. Some of the various work with our partners include live streaming, video production, photography, among other forms of multimedia marketing.
Why even wanna go back? Staged and in love with the past. No one wants to spend their time in 1942. Everyone in Berlin's been asking Horace who. I can't even drive to the Midwest. I could make Ohio at best. But no one wants to spend their time in 1836. Even Chicago decided to leave the sticks. When you think your time machine be done, we could turn around the unwon, but no one wants to spend their time in 1325 when even their great grandfather's not alive.
Woo! Woo! Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, hell yeah. That was awesome.
Cool.
Action.
James.
I'm sorry. John just goes, action.
It's like we do it. Nice. Nice.
And on the on Perky Omenville, John did do that on the rails in the train before we get started on the other stuff now that we've already derailed everything.
It's so good.
But on the rails in the train when we're recording it, at the end it is us hanging out for like hours on a loop, like after finishing the record, and our producer Owen McGreehan recorded all of that, and like he was like, I'm gonna speed it up and then put it on the record, but John kept cheersing like in the night and just be like, nice. And finally like Owen was like, dude, I'm gonna have to mix out like all your yelling.
You're gonna have to
Nice.
just.
Like,
Can you just
chill.
cheers without the nice?
So that's a little backstory on the record, but Hezekiah Jones just played Why Would You Not Want to Go Back? Is that the name of the track? We'll have to get that. We have to ask him what the name of the track.
Yeah, he just flew right into it and magic happened, and I just closed my eyes and listened because he's such a wonderful songwriter.
As soon as he started doing it, I was like, oh my God, he's going to play my favorite song right now. It's like, I did not request that. And it's like, I could have if I was allowed to request it, I would be like, can you play this, please?
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, so I felt like I got granted a wish today.
Well, hopefully you guys have enjoyed that interview as well. We had a blast doing it, and be sure to subscribe to Mirth Films and Chestnut Grove. Follow along so you don't miss a beat. And we'll catch you on the next episode of Funk Yeah, It's a Podcast.